how do we want to start this? Do we want to recap anything from yesterday?
Yes, let's do that first. Absolutely.
Just general stuff as opposed to like tweets, because it's looking
Correct.
like Pickett's stock up. He's
Mhm.
making a lot of good throws. I'm seeing some
Yeah.
of these videos.
Well, because yesterday was the
Mitch is underwhelming a little bit.
Yes, that's the narrative right now, man. Kenny obviously stock up a little bit more, and should be the second day in a row now for him running with the twos, which was different because prior to that he was always with the threes,
Yeah.
and a lot of people obviously got all crazy about it. And I think we talked about it a little bit on Monday ahead of the show, or excuse me, right after the practice and stuff like that, and just trying to see different people with different groups, right? Different expectations, different things you're going to ask players to do, right? From a play call standpoint, from a personnel based standpoint, and things like that. But for Mitch, man, it's just, I don't know if it's the pressure of the situation, but what I will say is this: I think that it's context for him that a lot of people are overlooking, and I just caution people for this. All right, so we talk about our defense. We said this year our defense should be extremely elite, right? We're talking top 5, hopefully number 1 defense in the league. Currently practicing right now, everybody is out there except who? Minka Fitzpatrick, right? Other than that, we got the full gamut, right? We even rotating Spillane and Devin Bush. All right, you starting today, Spillane. All right, you starting today, Devin Bush. All right. On offense, though, no Chase Claypool, no Deontay Johnson, no Najee Harris, no Pat Freiermuth. If we said that we were going to a season right now and we didn't have those 4 guys on our offense, and the guys that were currently out there was just George Pickens, Calvin Austin, and Cody White, or Steven Sims,
Miller,
or Anthony Miller, or Benny Snell, Zach Gentry as your starting tight end, we would not be feeling good, right? We would be like, yo, man, we need some help here. Well, that is what Mitch has been working with. And he's going up against Levi Wallace, Akella Witherspoon, Cam Sutton, Damani Casey, who had another pick. Shout out to Casey. He's been doing his thing too lately. Terrell Edmonds, right? Talk about Miles Jack. We know the interior D line. We know TJ Watt still out there, freakazoid.
Mid-season form, apparently.
So, oh no, bro, it's like you got to to get some plays off. Sometimes, like you got to tell him chill. Like it's getting like that.
He's
I love
the
it.
defensive player of training camp.
Yeah, like seriously, bro. Like I'm loving it. It reminds me of like in a lot of it's like certain NFL guys, or a lot of us that made it to the NFL, right? We had moments in times where whether it was in college, even in high school, where it was to the point there was nobody on your team that could stop you. And if I didn't want to practice that day, I'm going to make sure the first 3 plays, you don't get a playoff. This tackle is not going to be able to get out his stance. By the time this ball touches this quarterback, I'm hitting him in the mouth. And I would do it 3 straight plays. Just run by, smack him in the stomach, smack him on the leg, smack him in the back of the helmet, and coach is like, all right, bro, you got to chill. Because we can't get a play ran. That's what TJ was looking like at times, bro. It's like, but it's crazy because this is at the NFL level. Most of us, college is where the last time that happens. For me, it was college. It was the last time it happens in college. At the NFL level, I never felt like that. Like, no, you're not. You don't just, even the practice squad guys are still All-Americans. But TJ is to that point now where it's just like, yo, how do you run a play sometimes? Like, he's just terrorizing. So I'm saying that to say, even though Mitch has been struggling lately, it is big context because he is truly undermanned going against our number 1 defense. Whereas when you talk about our number 2 offense, our number 3 offense versus our number 2 defense and our number 3 defense, we said we don't have the most depth in certain positions on defense. So context, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it ain't like, don't read all the way into it in the sense of Mitch struggling because he does not have any of his weapons outside of rookie George Pickens and rookie Calvin Austin.
Yeah.
So that's like extremely difficult to cook with against our unit.
Great experience for them.
No, 100% it is. So when you make a play on them, great. But at the same time, it's like when you hear about the defense dominating, you know, every drill almost, it's like you got to take into context who isn't out there on offense right now. And that is a big part of it.
So what way you leaning?
Honestly,
I'm excited about the defense.
Yeah, I love what the defense is doing right now. And I'm not even nervous yet in the sense that the offense is taking a little bit longer in terms of the first unit because we're missing those key players. If we had all of those players, or we had 3 or 2 of those players out there consistently, and the defense was as dominant as it was, I would be nervous. But we haven't had those guys. Think about it. what day have we had in pads especially, or even out of pads, where all 4 of those guys were there together and everybody was there healthy? We have not had that. Even the first day, no Deontay, but then that was when you get the Pat Fryer move with the hammy. Then after that, you get the Chase Claypool with the shoulder.
Yeah.
Then you get Najee with the foot. So it's like each and every day it's been a different group. So you're not getting the continuity out there. You know what I mean? So you don't have your personnel. You don't got the continuity. The timing's off. You're working with undermanned versus elite, or trying to be elite. So that's why for me it's like I'm still leaning Mason right now just on what I've been seeing, because to me, regardless of personnel that's been around him, he's just looked the most consistent. He's looked the most comfortable. And we said he should because of the familiarity that he has in the system. But to me, that's been the one thing. But Kenny is definitely improving. That's the part that I like about him. I just think for him, he's going to continue to have good and bad days. It's just a part of the process. I'm just liking that he continues to show up. He's not going to pout. He's not, oh, I didn't get this many reps today. I got this many. Or I went with this group instead of that group. And Mason, too. I'm loving the fact that regardless of who's with the 2, who's with the 3, they're still showing up with the right mentality. They're still showing up with the right focus, because it's not always easy to do when you don't know how much work you're getting today. If you're Chris Oladukin right now, you haven't gotten any reps. Like, just imagine that. But eventually, you're going to get your number called. It might even happen in a preseason game.
Probably.
And we're like, go out there. You can't sit there and mope around and say, I didn't get any reps. You can't sit there and say, well, you ain't play me in practice. Why should I work for you in the game? Or you ain't give me any reps all week. Now you want to throw me out here Friday Night Lights talking about practice. Like, no, I don't want to do that. You can't do that if you're Chris. You got to always be prepared. And that's the same message for Mason and Kenny as they continue to alternate. All right, you're with this group today, so you're going to get more reps. Oh, you're with this group today. Do you feel like you're getting demoted? You know what I mean? It's like, yo, Mason, you're not demoted. We're just trying to rotate. But to me, I think that Mason still just across the board has been the most consistent.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious, though, if Oladokin, let's say, first preseason game, final, 5 minutes left, and like his number gets called. He pulls the whole he pulls the Pippin and that whole Bulls documentary where he said, I ain't going in. Oladokin says, I ain't going in.
I ain't going
you
in,
ain't give
bro.
me snaps in training.
Nope,
I ain't going in.
Nope. I'm like, bro, you can't be like that now. Don't do that.
You ask him in the press conference.
Yeah.
He's a 7th round pick rookie. He's like, man, they ain't believe me. I'm not doing that. No way. I'm not going the extra mile for them.
That is funny, bro, but
that'd be hilarious. Obviously, it's never gonna happen.
I would hope not, but I don't put it past.
It'd be great for the
new
show
generation. I need new generation. Somebody gonna give it to me. Maybe it's somebody not in Pittsburgh, and we can just react to it.
That'd be hilarious. The thing that I'm excited about though is now Pickett just getting some of those second team reps. Obviously that he's doing well, but you think back to last preseason, Mason was getting all the work with the ones.
He did. Yeah, it never rotated.
We had Haskins with the 2. So I just want to see a fair shot. I don't know if it's going to reach to the point wherever Mason or Pickett get those ones, but I'll even be more excited when that happens, because how much are we going to see a fair shot of these guys if they're just doing it with the same units the whole time? Yeah. Because we did go into this talking how it's an open quarterback competition. So I would like to see Pickett with the ones, even if it is with just Pickens and Calvin Austin, Anthony Miller going up against that defense, because it could give us maybe a bigger picture of what's going on, because maybe, like you said, the Mitch struggles would be put into a better context, just visually, because we're talking about it, but to actually see another quarterback in that scenario.
And then he's like, okay, look, they're both, it's the exact same. Like, it's not the player, because and I
but then it would be
if he
interesting,
up,
if he's able to step up with Pickens and Austin against the number 1 defense. It's like, all right, what are we doing having Pickett as the third team the whole time? Maybe we should equal these first team reps out a little bit more.
No, 100%, man. But at the same time, it's just that I'm always very cautious with rookie quarterbacks in particular, and their mentality, that mindset, man. Once you start exposing them and they start getting that negativity, it's hard to undo it. And that's my only concern. I said, to me, Mitch Trubisky going out there and struggling against that elite 1 defense or a group that's trying to be on that level, to me, he has the mental fortitude, because he's been
through the gauntlet.
Right. Kenny has not just yet. And I don't want Kenny to get introduced to that in training camp, and now you're already going into a season thinking negatively about yourself, trying to figure it out because you got roughed up every day at camp. That's not good for him. That's not good for us as a whole. For Mitch, as a player who's already been through it, it doesn't have the same effect. And we all know that. It's just the familiarity that comes with it. So that's the part where I still
probably same thing with Mason.
Right,
He's been through worse things as well.
Exactly, he definitely has. So that's why I'm just kind of like always cautious. Like, yo, keep him where he's gonna be able to feel his best, where he's gonna be the most comfortable, where you can challenge him a little bit, and that's why I like them bumping him from the 3 to the 2 because it's a slight increase. We're not going 3 to 1. 3 to 1 is like going from 25 miles an hour to the Indy 500. You're not ready for that just yet. It's gonna be too fast. But what if I build you up? What if, okay, now we're here. Now you're here. Now when you go out there, you're not tripping. You driving 200 like, yo, it's whatever. That's the part for me where I'm like, yo, take your time with Kenny. He'll be there. You can already see certain things in his game.
It's almost like working out.
Absolutely. You just got to build up to it. You don't just hop under 400 pounds. It's like, nah.
Go to and you don't even realize it. Yeah. You're increasing it little by little, but then a month goes by, you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
See where I was at the beginning. Look where I'm at now. But it didn't even feel like anything.
Absolutely.
I get what you're saying.
So that's been my approach. That's how I look at Kenny right now. And I think that Kenny is definitely going to continue to progress because there's certain places you can just see they have a work ethic. Certain places you can see the moment isn't too big. He has all of that. I mean, dating back to the college stuff, you can see that. But even now in training camp, good day, bad day, it doesn't matter. He's not wavering. And that's important, especially at the quarterback position. It's a lot of this. We know the physical part, but it's a lot of this that goes on there. And to me, I just think that he already has shown that he can do that. He just has to continue to build it up. But if you do it too fast, it could be damaging, right? You can hurt yourself. And that's the part where I'm just like, yo, just take your time.